Dorian Stewart, author of How Not to Get Hired, joins us now. Good morning, Dorian. How you doing?
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Happy to have you here with us. So this is a tough thing that a lot of parents and students struggle with. What is your background in career-based knowledge?
Right. So I have 23 years of experience working as a hiring manager in human resources for many large healthcare organizations. And so I've seen the good, bad, and probably sometimes thinking it's an April Fool's interview. So I've seen all of that, and yeah, I figured let's put that into a book that can help candidates actually win and actually get the job that they spending 4 years, spending all that time getting a certification for.
Tell me more about the focus of the book. What inspired you to actually put pen to paper and get it out there?
Yes, so like I said, I have seen so many blunders in interviews, showing up late, not having anything to say. Even had one candidate bring a 16-page resume with
16 pages?
16 pages with
do
different colors. Please don't do that. So every page had a different color font, pink, yellow, purple. Wow. And so I realized it's time to maybe help our candidates win, because in all honesty, they're about 60% there when we invite them to an interview. It's just a matter of what they say and don't say that either helps them get the job that they've been wanting or lose the job that they want.
16-page colored resume, that's probably, I'm guessing, on the far side of the spectrum as far as crazy things that you see, right? What is maybe one of the more common problems that you see those new graduates making when they go into an interview?
They're not prepared. So not just saying, okay, I'm ready, but having your resume, maybe doing mock interviews, having someone say, hey, can you interview me? Just ask me some questions so you feel more comfortable talking about what you said you spent so many years or months learning and ready to put into the workforce. And then I always teach this framework for high school and even college students. It's basically called HIRE.
That's easy enough.
Yeah, so H for habits, be on time, be prepared. I for initiative, like are you going to come with your best energy? And then also R, respect. Most hiring managers would prefer, are you coming with chaos or value? And so we want to spend less time counseling someone and just you do the job that we hired you for. And then E for energy and enthusiasm. We want you to also take initiative and really just come to the job ready with everything that you've learned, everything that you have to offer. So, yeah.
Awesome. I love it. That's easy enough to remember too. Yeah. HIRE, you guys got it locked down. I came out of college just less than 2 years ago, right here to Huntsville. So I'm very much still in that world. A lot of my friends are still going through their interview process, trying to find a job, and everyone's saying it is so difficult because those jobs, they want people with more experience, but how do you get a job without any? What tips do you have for someone to stand out in an interview so that they can lock that down easier?
So a couple of things. I think it's very important that you look at the whole person. And so if you as a student are volunteering or you're taking the time to do student organizations, you can bring some of those experience into your interview. You can talk about that. As a matter of fact, my very first leadership job, I kind of tipped the scale by saying I also volunteer as a youth director. And so I was able to utilize that and said I do budgeting, I recruit volunteers. And so it helped me put me above all the other candidates who, again, had the same degree, had the same internship, but then allowed me to do that. For even college students who are currently in school right now, or even kind of still getting a certification, taking the time during your break to maybe just take 1 or 2 weeks, okay? I'm not saying do the entire summer, but take 1 or 2 weeks to volunteer in the position or the roles that you want. It really helps to put you above some of the other candidates because now you have real world experience.
What about that person who's in a pinch? They gotta get hired now. They need a quick fix, a quick tip that can apply to their situation. What would you tell them to help them get hired?
Practice your elevator pitch. the very first question that most hiring managers ask is, tell me about yourself. You need to make sure you're prepared to know what the job entails. So you introduce yourself, tell something about you that relates to the job. Not just, kindergarten,
Right.
going back to your entire life story, but something that stands out that you've already seen in the job experience, and then what you hope to bring to the job, like my experience, my education, and then don't come too needy. Let them know that you're coming with confidence, that you're prepared. And again, hiring managers are looking for someone that's going to bring value and not chaos to the team that they already spent so much time building.
People are often critiquing schools and saying that they could do a better job of sharing some of the information that you have here and probably in your book too with their actual students. Do you have any suggestions for parents, teachers, organizations for helping prepare their kids?
Sure. Buy the book, but interesting, take the time to, again, do mock interviews, really talk to them. Again, not taking too much of your summer jobs, summer breaks, or even Christmas breaks, just volunteering, doing some things that helps to put you slightly above all the others, because again, the playing field is a lot. There's a lot of people graduating in May. There's a lot of people who've already done their internship. But if you've done just a little bit more and can talk about it with confidence, talk about it with purpose, you'll put yourself above some of the other candidates.
I still remember the mock interview that we did in elementary school way back in the day. And honestly, it really helped prepare me because I learned how to talk to people, how to advocate for myself. Yes. So it's helpful. I hope more schools start doing that. Great advice that you just gave us. I need to go, I'm not even hiring right now, but I need to go buy out your book and see just how to interact with people better. I love it. We do have a link to learn more over on our As Seen on Day-to-Day page. Dorian, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was great having you.